If you're a songwriter or a music producer, one of the best things that you can do is to check in with someone else on their songwriting process and see what tips and tricks you can steal and borrow and beg and take. So in this video, I'm going to show you behind the scenes of the songwriting process of my new song called Never to Blame. Let's go. Hi, my name is Pete and this is Studio Live Today, where I help you create, record and release your best music. And one of the things that I like to do is actually see other people's creative process. So I love watching videos where other people pull down the curtain and show me the way that they write a song or their process, and it really gives me some good tips and ideas and insights that I can borrow and steal and use in my song. Doesn't mean I'm going to take their song and plagiarize it, but it means that I can use some of their songwriting ideas and techniques and use them in my songwriting. So that's what I thought I would do in this song. I'm going to take you behind the scenes of my new single, Never to Blame. If you want to listen to the song, you can check it out. It's available right now on your Spotify's, your Apple Music's, your iTunes, all of your streaming and music purchasing platforms. But for now, let's jump in and I'll take you through the journey of the songwriting process for Never to Blame. Now, this is a very short song, so this isn't going to be a super long video. The song itself is actually less than 2 minutes. It kind of reminds me of my 90s punk songs that I used to write that were just like verse, chorus, end. This one doesn't even really have a chorus, so it uses a fairly unique sort of song structure. If you've taken a listen to the song, or I'll actually play it in its entirety at the end, so if you haven't checked it out, you'll be able to then. But it is a very basic song. It's really only got one sort of verse chorus combo. So it's a verse, it's technically a verse and then a chorus, and then a verse and then a chorus, and then a bridge, and then a chorus at the end, and that's about it. So it's a pretty basic and pretty standard sort of song structure. Now, it was built around a chord progression. Now, I'm a big fan of, so this is written with E and A chords, but instead of it just being E chord and A chord, what I love doing is I love putting a bit of a seventh action in here. So removing the ring finger here, giving it a, for that one. So you got that for the first one, and then so again, just removing that middle note to give that. And I love a bit of a, so that was the entire basis. So I was fiddling around, and this is the beauty part. If you've got a guitar or a keyboard, or if you're any sort of instrumentalist, grab your instrument. And the beauty of just playing and practicing every day is that you just come up with ideas and then they can become songs. And that's all this was. This was just an idea where I was jamming one day and I went, wouldn't it be cool if I just put these two chords together in this sort of way and made it really fast and really peppy, and then this would be the impetus for a song. So the actual riff goes like this. So that was the first part, and then I'm like, this has to resolve somehow. So what I went to is, this is one of my favorite sort of C chord variants again. I'm really bad with my chords. Someone's going to tell me, let me know in the comments what chords I'm actually playing, but it's a C with so it's a C7 or a C major 7. Again, you don't have to know the theory perfectly to do this. Dan Baker and other creators are just like cringing at the moment going, Pete, that is a whatever chord it is. And then I like to move to this chord, which is one of my favorite chords of all time, and it's again a B variation. I think it's a B7, could be a B major 7, maybe there's diminished in there somewhere. So yes, we're proving here that Pete doesn't know his theory, but all in all, what we get is we get the, and then on the last pass, we go to the, so instead of it just being a fairly boring, which is sort of E and A, and then C and B, which is basically all it is. So it's E and A, and then C major, B major, but because we get that, it doesn't quite resolve itself back. So that is the absolute premise. So that's the chord progression, is your your E, A, and then the C, B at the end there. And that's it. And then when we come into the chorus, all we do is move it up onto the G. So we've got we've got G, C, B. So we're moving around a little bit. It's not your sort of structured, 1, 4, 5 kind of pattern, but it's just a variation on that. So we're just playing a G, and then the C variation I like, which is just bringing the G up to the C like that, and then back to this B, and then back to the E. G, C, B, never to blame. And yeah, it's probably a chord pattern that's been used in other songs. And I was having a discussion midweek about chord progressions and chord patterns and the fact that, there's only 7 notes in every scale. There's only a very finite number of chords and BPMs and tempos we can play songs at. So don't get your knickers in a twist too much about being, plagiarizing or using other people's ideas, because you can't really help but be influenced by the music that you like. So that was what I got with originally. Now at this point, I'd written all of that and I had no words whatsoever. So we had the... And I knew that would be my verse. And what I generally do with sort of songs like this is I write lyrics by just sort of going da 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 da. And in fact, there are videos about my creation process of this song, which I'll link up there and down there, that you can check out how I actually did the songwriting process. And I'm probably forgetting bits and doing them wrong as well. So I wrote the sort of melody line first, and I tend to do that a lot, is that I'll write the chords, and then the melody, and then the words are kind of the very last thing that I write, because quite often I don't know what a song is about. I'll just have an idea of a song, and the first idea I had of this song was that I wanted to be Never to Blame, because the words, like, had the never to blame, and then going back into the verse section. So that was kind of the first bit of lyrics that I actually wrote, was Never to Blame. And then I thought, what does Never to Blame mean? And I actually sort of wrote backwards from there, and that's where the lyrics came in. So the song itself and the lyrics that I wrote are about a person, a character, who is one of these people who is never to blame. And I thought, yeah, I know a few people like this. It's not one person, but it's a conglomerate of a bunch of different personality traits, which are all of those undesirable personality traits. So I thought, what do people do this? They cross the road, they don't look both ways, they don't wave to other drivers, they don't acknowledge other people, they throw people under buses. They're the sort of people that don't have any personal accountability, and they want to blame everybody else. So that's where Never to Blame came from. And then I thought, I want this to be a very brief story. And when people have asked me, why is the song only 2 minutes long? My response to that is, well, I don't really want this character. This is such a sort of reprehensible character. I don't want them to have any more than 2 minutes of airtime, because I want to tell their story and then cut them off, because that's the way I feel. I'm just like, no, you're done. Finished, go. So that's why it's such a short song. So that's sort of the background of the chord progression. And then the chorus. So it's 4 chords over and over again in different orders. Very, very basic. And then I needed the bridge. So I needed to take it to the bridge. I needed to have something different. And this is where I brought in, I'm like, I need like a riff that really just slows things down, because I had the idea of this being an up-tempo song, just like do, 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 do. And then I just wanted like a bit of a bass. I pictured a double bass going doom ba doom 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 doo ba doo. Now I didn't actually bring in a double bass in the end here, but I did the same sort of service on my acoustic guitar. So the riff that we have for the bridge was something that I wanted, went like this. So just a pretty basic sort of, scale that we have going there. And then, and the actual, someone actually already picked this up, but I won't say what it is here, but if you know what this riff is from, then, and you've heard the song, let me know in the comments, because it's from one of my favourite songs from the 90s. A little bit of a deep cut, but one of my favourite bands, one of my favourite 90s alternative bands. So the other part was... And people tell me that I'm such a selfish little man. And then, I really wanted this to sort of be a bit of a departure, but just sort of bridge, like the whole point of a bridge is to bridge your song together. If it was just verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, end, it's going to be pretty dull. And in your songwriting, you want to inject a little bit of variety. You want to have something a little bit different to go from your first verse and your first chorus, and then your bridge, and then finish things strong. And in the recorded version, you can hear that I amp up a little bit of the instrumentation. I change the drums. The drums kind of drive this song, so you can't really hear that here. But if you go and check out one of the other videos where I mix the drums, you'll hear what they sound like. And again, I'll link that up there and down there. But I wanted to make this a real contrast, so to bring it all the way down and then to bring it in for that final last chorus. So that's where it goes right back into the... So the bridge, which is the... ba-da-da-da. And I really like the idea of that. It's a little bit of a thing that I got from like The Cure. I'm thinking like the Love Cats by The Cure. I'm thinking Violet Femmes, which is Blister in the Sun, where it's like, let me go, where they stop everything. I really love that. You can hear that in a lot of my songs where it's like, again, just what I want. Having that complete stop and then everything kicking back in. I really like that sound, and I think it works well in this song. So I've been a little bit all over the shop with this, but I think we've covered the basics, which is the tips I have for songwriting with something like this is variety is the key. Make sure that you try your chord progressions out, pick something that works. Don't worry that it sounds too much like something else. Make it your own. Make sure you have that variety throughout. So bring in a bridge that's going to change things up a little bit. With your lyrics, don't stress about not having all the lyrics to start with. Sometimes it's pretty cool to just go da 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 da, and that's definitely what I did in this song. And we brought it together throughout the song by just starting to write those out. And I've probably need to spend another entire video, because I'm conscious of time here today, talking about the lyrics and how I write lyrics, because some of the rhymes that I use are a little bit different, and I don't probably stress exactly about putting the right number of words in the right spot. I like to make it a bit more free form and free flowing. So again, know the rules, know the songwriting rules, but don't get hung up on them. Just go for it and you'll be surprised at what you get. And the one final thing I'll say about songwriting, and this is something that I've been discussing with other folks during the week, is that you need to finish your songs. So I sat on this song for too long. It took me more than 2 months to actually completely record and mix and master and release this song. And the last month didn't change much at all. So I was already there. I just needed to finish it and it would have been done, because every finished song is a link to your next song. So if you're there at the moment right now with 0 songs written and 0 songs recorded, that is absolutely cool. But get number 1 done, because until you get number 1 done, you are going to struggle to improve. And then number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, you're going to learn new things, you're going to adapt, you're going to evolve. And eventually song number 10, song number 20, song number 30, they're going to start sounding pretty awesome. And it's not to say that every song is going to get better, but you are going to learn new things and you're going to find a way to get good songs. And don't worry about writing bad songs. I've written some terrible songs that you'll never hear, or if you want to hear, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do a video where I pull out all of my old bad ideas of songs. Could be quite entertaining, actually. So let me know if you'd like to hear that. But don't worry about your bad songs, because they're just your gateway to your good songs. So just go with it. Keep writing, keep creating, keep producing. I hope you found this a little bit interesting, something a bit different. I've been doing a lot of videos and I realized I hadn't talked about actual music writing, songwriting in a long time. So this may have been a complete ramble, but hopefully you got a bit of entertainment or a few ideas. Like, it's not about going, yes, I'm going to implement every one of those, or yes, that was the most fascinating thing ever. But if you've got a few ideas out of this that can help you in your future songwriting, then great, my job here is done. All right, let's finish up here by playing you out with a rendition of my song. This is Never to Blame. As I mentioned, it's available on all your streaming platforms. Just search Pete Johns on your platform of choice and you will find me there. But here we are, Never to Blame. I crossed the road and never even looked one way. I always seem to know the perfect thing to say, and I don't even wave at other cars when I pass by. Don't have the time, you know, I'm such a special guy. And all my friends are telling me that I should be ashamed, but I'm not even listening, 'cause I'm never to blame. I spend a fortune, but I never pay the tab. I just don't give a damn about when I make people mad, and I throw my fellow humans under buses when I can. It's dog eat dog out there, so why not man eat man? And everyone is saying that I might be insane, but I'm not even listening, 'cause I'm never to blame. People tell me that I'm such a selfish little man, but they're just jealous of the way I get just what I want, and everyone is saying I'll regret it in the end. They keep saying karma's catching up with you, my friend, and I don't hear it when they laugh at me and tell me you're so vain. Might take two to tango, baby, but I'm never to blame.